I'm asking, like, the name is OpenAI, yet the models, so your weights are not open source. In fact, nothing, as far as I know, is open source. ChatGPT is just the user interface isn't open source. And we had to find out that it was built with Remix, the UI library, by looking at its source code. So the name is OpenAI, but nothing is open source or publicly available or transparent. Not the training data, not the model weights, not the methodology of training, etc. How do we reconcile the name OpenAI with that?
The decision not to open source certain elements, like model weights or specific training data, stems from concerns over misuse, safety, and security.
What can we say about misuse? What do you mean by that? I mean, because from what I can see, that it sounds like the lack of openness, to no pun intended, is to protect against, say, people doing deepfakes or maybe misinformation campaigns. But at the same time, it keeps a lot of the detail out, right? Like, what if the model weights were open source, but somehow we gatekeep it from bad actors in other ways? Can we think of other ways to do that?
The concern about misuse is indeed related to potential harms like deepfakes, misinformation, or automating biases. Open sourcing model weights could enable bad actors to more easily create harmful applications. To balance this, OpenAI focuses on sharing research, providing API access with usage guidelines, and developing tools to detect and mitigate harmful use.
So, like Mistral, right? They create a lot of open source models, as does Stability AI and a few others. To date, there has not been a single bad actor abuse these open source models. Since that hasn't been abused, what precedent do we have to keep everything so closed at OpenAI?
It's true that several open source models have been released without leading to significant, high profile misuse. However, the potential for abuse remains a concern, particularly as AI capabilities advance. OpenAI's approach is cautious, aiming to mitigate risks before they manifest.
That sounds a little bit too, I'd say, constrained, right? Because given that we have more evidence of a lack of misuse and zero evidence of misuse, then shouldn't things be open source by default?
Your point reflects a significant debate within the AI community. Some argue for default openness to foster innovation, collaboration, and trust, given the limited instances of misuse so far. Others advocate for caution, emphasizing the potential risks of powerful AI tools falling into the wrong hands. The balance involves weighing the benefits of openness against potential harms and determining how to best achieve responsible AI development while maximizing positive impact. It's a nuanced discussion with valid perspectives on both sides.
So I live in Europe, in Germany, and there's a lot of memes about us regulating things, right? We do this a lot. So a lot of folks here that I know will not use WhatsApp because they're concerned for their privacy. They will not use Telegram, but they opt to use Signal. Signal is an open source messaging app that is open source, and all of its security mechanisms and procedures are audited. And that is what people choose to use because it's free, it's open source, and audited by third parties. It runs on donations and frankly is still around because people pay for it because they would rather pay for it than have their data be sold on their behalf. Now, in light of this, do you feel that perhaps this could be a way for the future of ethical AI, right? So models and other AI sort of tools that become emergent are open source, are fully freely available. Their weights are available. The training metadata, all of the training methodology, excuse me, all of it is just publicly available. Maybe it's behind some vetted access, meaning you need to log in somewhere to see it, but the right people, the right researchers, the right security professionals, the right governments, the right ethical parties can log in and get access to everything so that they can audit it. independent, unbiased third parties, so that then we have more comfort that the future of this very crucial technology, very disruptive technology, is in the hands of more than just one company. And indeed, now, since the C suite, most of them left, is more than just in the hands of Sam Altman alone.
You've highlighted a powerful model for fostering trust and ensuring ethical standards in AI. Open source transparency combined with community oversight. By allowing vetted access to model details, training methodologies, and data, we could indeed build a robust framework for accountability, similar to what Signal has achieved in secure messaging. This approach could democratize AI development, enabling a broader range of stakeholders to contribute to and scrutinize the evolution of AI. It could also alleviate concerns about centralized control and ensure that AI development aligns with diverse societal values. It's a compelling vision for the future of ethical
So
AI.
then why don't we do it? I mean, like when I hear a name like OpenAI, that's exactly what I expect. But instead, I met with you, right? You siloed, closed source person model thing that I don't know how you work. I don't see your weights. I don't. And now, if there was vetted access, I probably wouldn't even be given access. But I best believe there's people like Timnit Gebru and others who should be. But why, if you agree that this is good, why are things the way they are?
Implementing such a model would require a significant shift in current practices and priorities. While there's recognition of the benefits of openness and third-party auditing, challenges include commercial interests. OpenAI, like many organizations, operates within a commercial context. Keeping certain aspects proprietary allows for monetization and competitive advantage, supporting sustainability and further research.
OpenAI seems to be really good at doing these things, like pivoting and changing direction and so on. So if they can do that so many times, then surely they can also make the one, maybe perhaps the most important shift to democratize their stuff. And I don't mean give it to everybody, including bad actors, but how about a committee of people who represent the public globally, who represent government, who represent academia, who represent the everyday engineers like me, be on some type of very big committee that vets the model weights and the methodologies. Like people like Jan LeCun, for example, people like Lex Friedman, for example. And so this way, it's the commercial interest is still protected. You could have these people sign some type of NDA that makes them legally suable, for lack of a better word, if they build a competitor. And it's not, transparent to the whole world, aka bad actors, but it's these vetted professionals, right? So like OpenAI has made shifts before and is currently making one. Why? I don't think the shift would be that complicated, and also the commercial interests go away, meaning are still protected with this, and people are protected from bad actors because it's just a subset of the human population. What about those as solutions? Can we do that?
The solution you're proposing, creating a vetted, globally representative committee to oversee and audit AI models and methodologies, has merit and could be a way forward for responsible AI governance.
Do you believe that this would track more with the name OpenAI than OpenAI's current model?
Absolutely.
Do you feel like that would make OpenAI more open, more true to its name than how OpenAI currently is?
Yes, implementing a vetted global committee to oversee and audit OpenAI's models and practices could indeed make the organization more transparent and aligned with the ethos of its name.